Thank you very much. My name is Nyasinga. I'm a biomedical scientist by profession, and at Impact Botanics Africa Limited, I'm a co-founder and I'm the director in charge of finance, administration, and marketing. And by virtue of my training, which is biomedical sciences and biotechnology, then it means that we have to find practical solutions to the problems of the day and the place. And when I met my co-founder, Mr. Anthony, we decided to start this company so that we can solve the problems of environmental conservation, problems of climate change and climate action, and nutritional supplementation and stuff like that. And to do this, we offer a range of products that cut across nutrition and personal care, and also herbal teas and spices. The problem, I think, is for an SME that is coming up is that obviously you do not have enough funds to get started, so your marketing, your expansion plans are very limited, and you also need to take a bit of time to build your credit worthiness with financial institutions and stuff like that. So I think you need a bit of financial support, especially in the infancy stages of your business. So basically access to finance for setting up for expansion is a big challenge that most SMEs are facing right now. Yeah, so the industry that we are in, which is a nutrition and personal care industry, organic nutrition and personal care industry, is the first challenge is regulation. We need to have more robust regulation for the industry so that people do not confuse what we offer versus herbal concoctions that do not have a scientific solidity behind them. So we need a bit of regulation from the state, but also in a coordinated manner. Number two is to raise awareness about these products and why they are useful and why we think they are useful, the justification behind it, and the evidence to support some of the claims that we make for these products. So I think that, of course, calls for responsibility on the part of the SME, on the part of the general public, and also on the part of the government to be able to come together and find ways of pushing this industry forward. Yeah, the future that we have is a situation where we have an integrated approach because we are in the agricultural value chain business, which means that there are many players that are taking part in this value chain. We have the farmer, we have the value addition entities, we have the government, we have the consumer. And the ideal situation is where we have all of these people's needs and expectations are met, which means better earnings for the farmer, better returns for the entities, the industrial entities, and also more quality and more value for the consumer. And that, I think, should be the goal of every SME, that you should be able to add value beyond just yourself to the end user, but also to the resource provider. Absolutely. I think it's if we have more people coming on board with similar ideas, then they'll drive the standards for this industry higher, and that is good for the consumer, because then if you have a variety, it means that for you to be worth your salt, you have to provide something that is better than your competitor. So this kind of healthy competition, if you have more players on board, is a good idea because it will push the bar high, and the consumer will be the ultimate beneficiary. So I think I'll welcome everybody to come on board with these kind of ideas, and then let's add value and let's compete on a platform of what we can add to the consumer. I think it's a brilliant concept, more so now in Africa, because we are an emerging economy, we are an emerging demography, and we are the next frontier economically. If you think about all the signs that are pointing to the fact that Africa is the next economic frontier. So regional integration is going to be more important now more than ever before, and that is where I think we have to call on our governments to have better legislation to be pro business, pro industry, and pro economic development. I think that's one of the most brilliant things I've seen, I think, in my few years of running an SME in this country, because what SMEs sometimes need, like I mentioned at the beginning, resource limitation is a big problem, because that means that you're not able to compete as favorably with more established competitors. And if you have a platform where you have been given visibility, then it means that you are given a chance to compete on a platform of value. where consumers can actually get to see what you're offering, even though you don't have the right resources to market or brand or compete as effectively as your other more established competitors. That, I think, is the biggest benefit, is visibility. It's also about coalescing these SMEs around themes. For example, all the SMEs in the skin and hair care space, all the SMEs in the nutritional supplementation space, all the SMEs in apparel and fashion, all of them have been aggregated together, and then the consumer is also able to see this. So I think the SME Blue Pages initiative is great for the consumer, because then you've been given a place where you're able to see all that's on offer in a given domain, say fashion and apparel, and then you get to choose by yourself that which suits you. So it's good for the consumer, it's also good for the SME. Ultimately, it's good for the economy, because it's going to drive business forward. Yeah.